Recidivism, success or failure. Does the juvenile system for Indiana work? So today we're going to go through the numbers. So for the number of 2013 releases, we see that the numbers go up for each year after release. So it's 15.9% for the first year, 26.5 for the second, and 33.4 for the third. So that's what this number is basically saying is that after they first get released from jail, you see that that's where you have the least amount of people coming back. So for recidivism, you don't see them come back after the first year, except for the 15.9. But it goes up after the second year. So they've been out there for a little bit. They've been doing their thing. So here's the second year up to 26.5, and now it's 33.4 for the third. So you put them all together, you will see that. So for the 920 students though that were released, we see that 82.6 were successfully integrated into society and not placed in adult facilities. So what you're seeing there is for all the students that were released, which were 920, most of them actually went back into society, and they did a good job being in society and not coming back and not being placed back into adult facilities. But the rate of recidivism seems to be affected by gender, with males having a higher rate of recidivism than their female counterparts. That could be due to the fact that there are more than 4 times the amount of men in juvenile than women. So you see that juvenile also goes along the trend of regular jail. So males are more likely to be in prison than female, and that goes even with the juvenile rates. That there are more males than females, so it would tend to be that if there's more opportunity for recidivism, then that's why you'll see more males than females. The age of the person affects their recidivism rate. So the younger they are, this is what's weird about it, and this is what threw me for a loop. You would think the younger they are, the less likely they come back. But the younger they are, the more likely they are to be returned into sentencing. Students who are released to parole are more likely to recidivate than those students who are discharged from juvenile facilities. You see that the parole system is it seems like the parole system gives more to recidivism than just being released. So that means that that shows that the more supervision, the more that we go back. The more times, the more eyes watching, the more opportunity for them to have to come back. Then you have new charges comprise 88.3% of all returns, opposed to 11.7% of returns for technical violations. So it's not the technical violations really that's having the recidivism. It's just new charges. This is just what they know. The younger the kid, the more likely they will return. Again, that shows that the younger they are, the more likely they are to come back. And you see the African American numbers are dropping instead of thinking that they are increasing. So you see that the numbers are what they are. You see that those that parole are more likely to come back to prison because now they're in the system. It would not necessarily be for technical violation, but more likely a new crime. And you see that the majority don't come back. Even though we seem to have it, and because we always hear about the people that come back, but the majority don't come back. Males are more likely to come back as an adult than women. If we're being arrested more, if males are being arrested more, then they're most likely going to be the ones that come back. And women are more likely to come back as a teenager because they just come back, but they don't come back as adults. It means that they're learning, and the men are coming back, and we're more likely to come back as adults. So what you find out in this whole thing is this: recidivism is what it is because that's what we make it to be. We believe that parole is helping, but it's not. Discharge is helping. Discharge is what we really need to look for and stop looking at parole, even though parole seems to be the most likely form of release from prison. And that's my presentation.